Greetings. I have here to tell you about the marvelous Ourang-Outang. There's a picture of him. This animal is the largest of the ape species and is said to be sometimes 6 feet high, though generally between 3 and 5 feet. He resembles the human form to such a degree that he has sometimes been called the wild man of the woods. There are differences, however, in his structure which are easily perceptible. He has a flatter nose and a more oblique forehead, and a chin without any elevation at the base. The eyes are also very near each other, and the nose and mouth far apart. The face, hands, and soles of the feet are without hair, and the hair on the head and chin is much longer than on any other part of the body. He is destitute of a tail, as all of the ape species are. The color of the orangutan is generally a kind of dusky brown, though sometimes it is black. In their wild state, these animals inhabit the woods. They feed on fruits and nuts, and when they happen to approach the shore, will eat fish and crabs. They are very active, strong, and intrepid, capable of overcoming the strongest man. They are likewise exceedingly swift and cannot easily be taken alive. They sometimes walk erect, and use their hands and arms like a man. They sleep in the trees amongst which they build shelters from the rain. They are found in Africa, Asia, and the island of Madagascar. Oh boy. Curious particulars. The anecdotes related of these creatures are numerous and interesting. They exhibit little or none of that frolic and vivacity which are the distinguishing characteristics of the monkey, but all their actions are more deliberate and sedate. They are able to drive off the elephant with pieces of wood in their hands or with only their fists. They have sometimes been known to throw stones at those who have offended them, and if a Negro be unfortunately discovered by them in the woods, they generally attack and kill him. Oh boy. Dr. Tyson, who gave a very minute description of a young orangutan exhibited in London about a century ago, assures us that in many of its actions it seemed to display a very high degree of sagacity, and its disposition was exceedingly mild and gentle. Those that he knew on board the vessel that brought him over he would embrace with the greatest tenderness, and although there were monkeys aboard, yet it was observed that he would never associate with any of them, but seemed to hold them in contempt, and always avoided their company. He used sometimes to wear clothes, and at length became very fond of them. He would even put part of them on without help, and carry the remainder in his hands to some of the ship's company for assistance. He would lie in bed, place his head on a pillow, and pull up the bedclothes to keep himself warm, exactly like a man. Buffon thus describes one of these animals that he saw. His aspect was melancholy, his deportment grave, his movements regular, his disposition gentle, and very different from that of other apes. I like that, his disposition gentle and very different from that of other apes, like humans. Unlike the baboon or the monkey, who are fond of mischief and only obedient through fear, a look kept him in awe, while other animals could not be brought to obey without blows. He would present his hand to conduct the people who came to visit him, and walk as gravely along with them as if he had formed a part of the company. I have seen him sit down at table, when he would unfold his towel, wipe his lips, use a spoon or a fork to carry his victuals to his mouth, pour his liquor into a glass, and make it touch that of a person who drank along with him. When invited to take tea, he would bring a cup and saucer and place them on the table, put in sugar, pour out the tea, and allow it to cool before he drank it. All this I have seen him perform without any other instigation than the signs or command of his master, and often even of his own accord. Amazing animal. If you're wondering about this book, this is Peter Parley's Tales of Animals. And there's some animals, and it came out in 1830. That's a whale. I think it's dead. Look at the cuties. Oh. Henry.